It's a great pleasure to be here this morning and to have the opportunity to talk to this distinguished audience on a subject like this and break really, I think, new ground. I've been asked to provide a perspective on how global companies see opportunities in sustainable development. And of course, put in words like that, it sounds like we have a choice. But I would argue that we don't have a choice, that actually sustainability will be the theme that shapes business development, sustainable development in the coming decade. This isn't something to turn away from. We have a role, and you're either part of the problem or part of the solution. Well, it's important that we're seeing these problems ahead of time and taking stock, because we face huge challenges together. Climate change is accelerating, population is growing, water is scarce. While 1 billion people are hungry, another 1 billion are overweight. And the global burden of disease, including oral disease, is an increasing problem. If we are going to contribute to high standards of living for 7 billion people without depleting the Earth's resources, we, everyone, business, government, industry, large business and small business, must find new models of growth in economic and environmental balance. This is at the heart of sustainable development. There has to be growth. People want to work in growing businesses. It's very hard to impact the world from a declining, unsuccessful business. And why now? Well, you know as well as I do. The WWF tells us that if we were to consume, if all consumers in the world were to live as we do, for example, in Europe, we would be consuming at the rate of 3 planets. Well, we don't have 3 planets, actually. We have resource scarcity. So we must take action now. And yet there are still billions of people in developing countries who want and deserve the everyday benefits that people in developed countries already have. Clean water, good nutrition and hygiene, oral hygiene, healthy mouths. Business provides employment. It contributes and supports social systems. And this is important in emerging and developed economies. So, turning to what we've done, in 2010, Unilever launched the Unilever Sustainable Living Plan. And it has 3 distinguishing features. The first is it covers all of our activities, all of our brands, across the portfolio in all of our countries. Secondly, it acknowledges and works on the fact that it is not just our direct impact, the impact of our factories, offices, lorries, and laboratories that is important here. It's our impact across the whole life cycle of our business. And so, grounded in really objective work at the outset, where we analysed more than 1,600 products across 14 countries, we discover, for example, that 70% of our impact actually comes in consumer use. For example, the heating of water to wash clothes or wash bodies. When you know this, when you've done the objective analysis, it helps you to set priorities where you can have the biggest impact. And thirdly, as I've said, sustainability is not just about the environment. It's also about a social and economic dimension. Our supply chain supports the livelihoods of millions of people around the world, and our products, everyday products that we all use, like soap, toothpaste and spreads, help people to improve their health, their confidence and happiness by changing their habits every day. Having set the groundwork, it's important to set clear ambition and goals, and so we have 3 overarching goals: to help 1 billion people to take action to improve their health and well-being, to halve the environmental footprint of our products, and to source 100% of our agricultural raw materials sustainably, and to do this while doubling our business. There are areas of great progress, for example, in sustainable agriculture, nutrition, and the eco-efficiency of our factories. And great steps have been taken in packaging, where we use much more sustainable polymer, recycled polymer in our products. So to recap, I hope I've given you a perspective on what we consider as sustainable development or sustainable business, growing while adding social value and reducing environmental impact. We've learnt from theory and from practice how important it is to build this in to your plans from the beginning, to be consistent, and we have a model which we're happy to work with you on with the 5 levers that we consider to drive behavioural change. Very simple, actually, and I'm sure any of you who've ever tried to lose weight, stop smoking, drink a little less alcohol will recognise the potential value of this model in just understanding, starting with understanding and leading to forming a habit. Ultimately, it's all about people and what we do. And lastly, it's about what we do together and the power of partnerships. Together we can shape the future of the planet. And it's discussions like today that form the pioneering thinking that mean we can all contribute. So thank you very much for that. At the beginning, when you face into these challenges, they seem as if they are competing. But as you get into it and accept that it is an imperative to both be financially successful and have a positive role in terms of your impact on the environment, solutions do come. So you start to find that you can find solutions with less energy, more benefit, and a financial positive. And at the beginning, all I can tell you is that they don't all come straight away. It does seem hard, but by embracing it as a must-do, you will find this. And I think it's important to have lofty objectives and some short-term wins. So understanding the overall landscape within the dentist of where your biggest impacts are, and then getting some of these early examples in, whether they're in the biggest areas or not doesn't matter, because it just gives people confidence. But make sure you're clear where the biggest impacts are so that you can shape the programs you take on over time. That would be my attempt at an answer there.
Thank you very much.